In the year 2042, humanity was on the brink of an ecological catastrophe. Plastic waste overwhelming the oceans, landscapes, and cities, and all previous attempts at effective recycling had failed. Scientists worldwide were desperately searching for a solution capable of eliminating billions of tons of plastic that threatened ecosystems and human health. A team of genetic engineers, led by Dr. Eva Mertens at a secret research facility in Germany, was working on a revolutionary project. Using genetic manipulation, they managed to modify the bacterium Ideonella sakaiensis, already known for its ability to break down plastics. The goal was to create the perfect enzyme, capable of decomposing all known types of plastic in record time. They succeeded in creating a new version of the enzyme PETase, which they named PETase X. After months of testing, the bacteria seemed to achieve incredible results. They were able to break down mountains of plastic waste within hours. News of their success quickly spread, and the entire world began looking forward to a cleaner future. But something went wrong. During one of the routine tests, scientists noticed that the bacteria had begun breaking down not only plastic waste, but also materials composed of plastic-like polymers, including synthetic materials used in medical devices and implants. At first, they thought it was a misunderstanding, but when the bacteria started to spread rapidly, attacking surgical instruments, cables, and researchers' clothing, it became clear that the mutation had created a monster they could not control. The mutated PETase X bacteria were able to break down even organic polymers in the human body. The first victim was one of the researchers who had a metal prosthesis coated with a plastic surface in his body. When the bacteria attacked his body, they decomposed the prosthetic material, but quickly spread to his skin and tissue, which contained similar molecular structures. The laboratory incident quickly escalated into a global pandemic. The bacteria spread uncontrollably, not only through the air but also via water and soil. Cities began turning into wastelands. People who wore synthetic clothing or had any contact with plastic products began to suffer. The first symptoms were itching and rashes, but within hours, the affected areas turned into rotting masses. The afflicted were literally melting before the eyes of their loved ones. Governments around the world declared a state of emergency, and people were forced to abandon all modern technology. Plastic was everywhere, in every household, car, computer. Those who survived fled to forests and mountains, where the bacteria spread more slowly due to the lower presence of plastics. Dr. Mertens, tormented by guilt, retreated into the deep forests of the German Bohemian forest. Together with a few surviving scientists, she desperately searched for an antidote. They knew time was running out. Meanwhile, the bacteria began adapting to new materials, attacking even organic molecules that were previously considered safe. The bacterial apocalypse destroyed most of modern civilization. The remnants of humanity returned to a primitive way of life, far from the technologies and plastics that once ruled the world. Children grew up with stories of how humanity destroyed the world in its quest to solve the plastic problem, only to ultimately fall victim to the monsters it had created. With her last breath, Dr. Mertens left a message for future generations to find. Mankind must never forget the power of nature, which we tamed only briefly before it turned against us. The bacterial apocalypse illustrates how humanity's efforts to solve ecological problems could trigger disaster if not properly controlled. The story focuses on the misuse of genetic engineering and reflects concerns that attempts to solve one problem may lead to the creation of another, even more severe one. This sci-fi horror scenario warns against irresponsible manipulation of nature and technologies, which can bring unexpected and fatal consequences. Bacteria that eat plastics have become a groundbreaking discovery in the fight against plastic pollution, a growing global issue. The main player in this discovery is Ideonella sakaiensis, a bacterium identified in 2016 by Japanese scientists, which can break down polyethylene terephthalate, PET, a plastic commonly used in bottles and packaging. This bacterium produces enzymes, particularly PETase and MHETase, which break down PET into simpler components like terephthalic acid and ethylene glycol, which the bacterium then consumes as a source of energy. Further research focuses on ecosystems where microbial biofilms naturally grow on plastic waste. For example, in the Dafeng salt marsh area in China, fungi and bacteria with the potential to break down various types of plastic polymers have been discovered. Promising bacterial strains include Streptomyces and Jonesia, which could be used to develop more efficient technologies for plastic degradation. Despite these advances, the path to fully applicable solutions is long, and current technologies are still in the experimental stage. The hidden threat that could arise from plastic-eating bacteria and enzymes is a topic with potential for both scientific and horror storytelling. Bacteria like Ideonella sakaiensis are remarkable for their ability to break down PET plastics using the enzymes PETase and MHETase. However, if these enzymes or the bacteria themselves were to mutate, it could open the door to unexpected ecological and health threats. Bacteria have the ability to mutate and adapt quickly to new conditions. Under ideal conditions, such as the chemicals in plastics, plastic-degrading bacteria could start attacking other organic materials. For example, they might break down not only plastics, but also plastic-like substances, such as certain natural polymers, potentially leading to the destruction of ecological and biological structures. Although scientific research on plastic-eating bacteria offers hope for solving the plastic waste problem, there is also potential for unexpected threats. These threats may include mutations that could lead to the unintended breakdown of other organic materials, or even pose a risk to human health. Scientists remain cautious, as nature tends to bring unexpected surprises, and microbiological solutions can have far-reaching consequences if not properly controlled. This threat is not just theoretical but is grounded in real science.